egg-taking station," Anya said against his ear, trying to shout loud enough that Reaper could hear her. The wind tore through her hair and whipped at her face. It felt cleansing. It was exhilarating. She felt more alive than she ever had as they hurtled down the road. She had never been on a motorcycle, but she felt like she'd been born for one. She closed her eyes and pressed her cheek against Reaper's back, against his colors. She never thought in a million years she would be flying down the road on the back of his Harley. From the first moment he'd come into the bar after Czar had hired her, he'd taken her breath away. The attraction to him had been so intense she had hardly been able to work. He'd settled into a chair at the back of the room, and he'd stayed there all night. He'd drunk coffee, not liquor, and he'd watched her. After a while, she thought of herself as a mouse, cornered by a large cat. His gaze hadn't been friendly. There was nothing friendly about Reaper. Nothing at all. His eyes were dead. When he looked at her, she felt he could gut her and not even blink twice. His eyes were dark holes, surrounded by dark, thick lashes. Why had she noticed his lashes when he looked so remote, his face carved from stone, all angles and planes? He had scars on his face, dissecting the dark stubble on his left side from the corner of his eye all the way to his jaw, as if someone had taken a knife and carved a curving line down his face. Another line followed his angular jaw,